And here we are, game number 3 of IPL Team Arena this week between Vile and Rain. At the 12 o'clock position, we have Vile Hawk spawning as our blue Zerg player. His opponent, currently having taken 2 games from Vile, is Rain Artist. He's spawning as our red Terran player. So, Rain is up 2-0. They only need 3 more games to win yet another of one of our IPL Team Arenas. They've been doing very well so far.
Yeah, they've been doing a very, very good job. Kind of unexpected, actually. You know, Rain, a newly formed team, hadn't really done anything yet. And this is a great venue for them to get their name out there and start racking up some wins. I mean, at the end of the day, it looks pretty on paper, if nothing else. I
want to remind people as well that it looks like next week we're going to have Fnatic. So Fnatic MSI is going to play.
Booyah.
That's going to be pretty ridiculous. They've signed Rain, the incredible Korean player, not to mention all the other awesome players that they have stacked on their team. And then it looks like tentatively, and this is a little up in the air because we have MLG Rally this weekend and we're trying to get schedules worked out, but we are shooting for to have Team Liquid the week after that. So Fnatic next week, and then Liquid will play the eventual winners of those matches the week after that.
Well, I will most definitely be back for the Liquid match.
Yeah.
And that will be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, certainly. Wait for that.
Certainly.
And well, the Fnatic match as well. Great team in and of itself. And the bounty's just getting bigger and bigger, and eventually, you know, we're going to have a team go head-to-head with Rain where it's like, on paper, we have no idea who's going to win, and that's going to make it a really interesting night.
And I'm going to say, I mean, Vile Hawk is a darn good player. Obviously, he's playing against one of the very best Korean players in the world, but if anyone's going to take him down or give him a different look, Hawk can play very, very creatively. He certainly has the chance to do it, but he is going to have to hold off some 2-racks play out of Artist. Now, I do not believe that those were 11-11 racks.
No,
I think that those were 11-13 or something like that. So both racks coming out now, Orbital Command dropping down as well. Artist has not yet pulled any further SCVs, just the ones that were doing construction. I wonder how many he's going to pull here, but he certainly is going to try and put on some pressure.
It almost looks like a 12-14.
Yeah.
Because the Raxes are just so late, and they're staggered by a lot. So it had to have been either an 11-13 or a 12-14. But he's going to get in there, scout out this early expand. He knows that the pool came up after. Probably going to send a few more SCVs. I don't know why he's engaging that Overlord in mid. He's not going to be able to kill that. Just wasting a little bit of time, it looks like. Or he just really doesn't want that Overlord to spot his reinforcement route here.
If he's planning on pulling a bunch of SCVs or something like that.
Maybe. I mean, it's definitely a possibility, but only one additional SCV coming. And he continues to poke in there at mid and try and pick off this Overlord. I don't know why he's so angry with this Overlord. It's
an Overlord, dude.
Poor guy.
Just gotta take it down.
But Overlords are so peaceful and
it's true.
Unbiased.
You do a better Overlord impression than I can, but anyway.
Is now the time, though?
It is the time!
Is it?
Anyway, so here we go. 3 Marines out in addition to the 2 SCVs. Artist just reinforcing with Marines, not pushing with anything else. Already, though, Hawk has produced a pretty good number of Zerglings to try and take this down. Sees the Marines coming out with a couple of SCVs. It's going to force him into a little bit more production, or maybe just a defensive position. With the number of Marines that Artist has out right now, I don't think he needs to overcommit to Lings, and smartly, he is just droning up. Going to rely on those Queens plus Lings on creep to go ahead and take out those units. Artist, we see, though, already dropping back to his base, putting up that next command center.
Yeah, so I think it was the 12-14 racks. If you notice, he went really passive with it. And this is Nada's build, and it's so good. I love it.
Yeah.
You can use the 12-14 racks super offensively, or you can feign the 2 racks and then fall back and immediately drop a command center. And if we look here, both players are at even supply. We have an additional 8 Lings being built by Hawk. He already produced those initial 10 or 8. And look at his drone count. I mean, it's nothing like you would expect of someone who 15 hatched and then just built drones the entire way, all the way through. And that's the beauty of opening with 2 racks and feigning the pressure. You don't actually commit to it.
So surprised at this, though. Hawk's
building a ton of Lings right now.
Hawk knew that his opponent pulled back. So unless he's trying to make some sort of a bust, I mean, it's not like he has a Bailing Nest down. It's not like he's going to be able to bust through this supply depot. There's just too many Marines here. They'll just mow those Lings down. I'm very surprised at overcommitment. He knew Artist was pulling back.
Yeah, he did. And at the very least, Hawk is going to be able to deny, hopefully, a little bit here at the natural. But
yeah,
not enough to justify building all those Lings, I don't think. Let's take a look at the income tab real quick and see where we are at for both players. Yeah, Hawk only ahead by 3 right now. A lot of times you'd see a player up by 10 at this point during the game.
Exactly, and Artist does have a bunker coming down at the bottom of his natural as well. Couple that with the fact that his orbital command's already done, and he looks to be in pretty good shape. We already have Layer Tech plus an Evolution Chamber coming down for Hawk. Hawk's not responding with that super quick third or anything like that, and he is actually dropping these Zerglings underneath the orbital command, just being as pesky as possible, trying to delay its construction, and I certainly like that move.
Yeah, I mean, just delaying it from landing for an extra 10 seconds. It's going to help a little bit. It's going to prevent him from dropping that mule that had been saved up. It's also going to prevent him from building up his SCV count, and now we have Artist getting rid of that pesky downed supply depot. That's just so irritating. Players really don't like that. They always kill it, and I think the reason being that if you need to wall at some point, you have the option to do so. You can slap down a barracks at the bottom of your ramp and wall it from the bottom side, and sometimes that's really necessary. If you see that your front wall is about to go down, you have some units at the top of your ramp, you really don't want access to them from Lings or anything.
This is kind of cute. He's got a Spore Crawler coming down already at the front. I guess he's really worried about some sort of drop play or something and thinks that this will ward it away at the front, but I don't think that
more
alone is
than
going
likely
to do
worried
too
about
much.
a Banshee, but
yeah, but he's got...
If so, why put it all the way out there?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I mean, I don't know what sort of early detection he's looking for there, but all right. He has a Spire coming up as well. He has begun the gas-saving process, so he's going to be able to put up 6 or 7 mutas at once whenever that Spire does finish. But by that time, Artist is going to have a huge number of Marines and already has a gigantic number of Hellions, so those mutas are going to have to do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, they certainly are, and the question is whether or not these mutas will even be able to hold off this push from Artist that could potentially do a lot of damage here. If he can get these Hellions into the natural, or just kill a lot of Creep Tumors, kill a lot of Lings, deny the third, and it looks like, he's in a great position to deny the third as we speak. Those Marines swinging around from the back, he already has those Blue Flame Hellions there, so... it's going to be... Hawk's going to be very hard-pressed to even hold on to his third here. As these Marines come in, they're going to start working down that hatchery, and it will go down immediately. He did get the cancel off, however.
Yes.
So saved a little bit of resources there, but...
Whew. 10 mutas coming up at once right now, and he's got to hope that those do all the damage in the world, because if those are neutralized in any way, shape, or form, Artist is going to be in a pretty good spot. He already has the engineering bay down, so he should be able to commit over to turrets pretty quickly. At the same time, though, these Hellions are making their way in, trying to deny Creep Tumors. Queen comes in, that's got to get itself away. Scan comes down, and we do see those Creep Tumors starting to disappear. Those first 10 mutas are just popping up. Here they go, making their way into Artist's base, and the missile turret coverage is not there yet.
No,
these mutas can do a ton of damage.
And looks like they will. They're going to swoop right into the mineral line of Artist main, but Thor comes out just in time, and that will get 2 full volleys off on the mutas, and ouch. That hurts to just watch. I know I'm a Terran player, but it still hurts every time I see that flock of mutas get pelted by a rocket salvo. And Hawk going to pull out of there. Not doing as much damage as he would have liked.
No.
Getting about 4 or 5 SCVs. Perfect timing on the Thor.
Yeah.
Especially for the 2 base Mutalisk. I mean, it couldn't have gone any better for him. That Thor was very well timed for a number of reasons. Usually you wouldn't expect mutas to be out this fast, because that was 2 hatch mutas into a third.
Ooh, 3 Hellions killed right there. No, sorry, continue. Just want to point that out.
No, I was just saying, that's 2 hatch mutas into a third.
Yeah.
So it's very early Mutalisks, and generally you won't have a Thor at that time.
Right.
He's trying to surprise you by getting mutas that early. He wants to do some damage. He's trying to surprise you.
It is kind of interesting out of Artist. He decided to go after that Thor when all he saw was mass Lings on the ground. Oh, but he did have a scan on the Spire, it appears. So maybe there was a reason for those. It wasn't just going for those blind. Because if all he saw was mass Ling at that point, the last thing you would have built is a Thor.
Mm-hmm. So he must have seen that. He saw it morphing there at the
So he put it up
line.
Just enough time. That was pretty good.
Yes, absolutely. Super solid. Because the Armory takes a really long time to build. So even if you had scanned it and seen it, it takes a really long time to build an armory and then build a Thor.
Right.
So he must have already been headed in that direction either way. And hopefully he doesn't lose these Hellions again, because he already lost the last 3 he sent out.
Yep, and those 3 are very, very low in health. They're going to make the way up to the Xel'Naga, and I think all those are going to go down with one burst. Boom! The rest of the Hellions fall, and that makes this pack of Lings a lot more scary.
Indeed it does, and it also gives Hawk a lot more map control. His third is going pretty healthy at this point, but he looks to be a little bit late on that Baneling speed. It's only at about 9% right now.
Yeah.
He's got to get that up. If he can get that up in time, he might be able to hold off this push. We do have quite a few Banelings morphing in here. There's 11 on the way. He is also moving out some Spine Crawlers to get into position to deal with this, but Artist...
There's that Overlord again.
Dang Overlord keeps scouting away. I would do an Overlord impression of him talking, but I can't do that, I don't think.
It's just not right. Time's not there.
I know I said this earlier, but how do you do an Overlord talking? That's, like, impossible.
I'm sure Day 9 could find a way to do it.
Yeah.
The man has impressions for everything.
Yeah.
His immortal impression. Mwah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. That was
so good.
That was solid.
All right, so Flock
That's
of
more
Mutas-
physical acting, though. You gotta get
It was so good, though. He had the whole-
it was solid. It was
He was
solid.
like rotating around the base too. Oh, Day 9, what a nerd baller.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's definitely a nerd baller.
so here we go. Artist is positioning himself in the middle of the map. We'll say Hawk's done a pretty good job of deterring this attack over and over again, even continuing his creep spread, or at least making sure that that's still established. However, Mutas are caught a little bit out of position. They are fast enough, though, that if Artist decides to attack, he can bring them back, and that is indeed what he is doing, as he's got to be able to engage to the front here with those Banelings. It looks like Baneling speed did finish up. He has another 12 Banelings actually morphing in at the same time. Oh, man, and if he could get that burst right there, he'd be the happiest guy in the world. But, as it stands, Artist starting to ferry units onto the high ground.
Several Thor shots going off of the Mutas. They're going to come in here and pounce on these Marines. And they're doing a great job killing the Marines right now, and they're actually
very nice,
exposing a little bit of a fault in Artist's positioning here. The tanks up against the wall aren't allowing the Marines to get a full arc there. They're not able to cover the position on the high ground, and Artist is really taking his sweet time here, folks. This could end up biting him. I think Hawk is building up enough, and he's getting a pretty decent-sized army. He's going to be in a good situation here.
Here it
coming
comes.
up, and he is moving in right now. All the Banelings streaming in. They're getting hit by the tanks, but it's not going to be enough. There is so much from Vile Hawk.
Wow.
Crushing through Artist's push, and keep in mind, everyone, Artist did not make a third base. Big mistake on his part. That was
Hawks on 4.
That was a very aggressive 2-base. I don't want to say all-in, but for this stage in the game,
yeah, look at the mining he's doing
almost
here.
an all-in.
Yeah, he's doing virtually no mining over at his main. He has very little mining going on at his natural. He is trying to transition some over to his gold expansion, but let's see here. Ooh, Hawk actually doesn't have map control, so he's not going to spot that right away.
If Artist recovers from this, I will be very impressed.
Yeah, because he is in, right now, Hawk is in that kind of just build up a ton of forces and go kill your opponent mode.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised he's not allocating his units yet, and Baneling mines.
That was so close.
if Artist would have walked over that, that would have been instant GG.
He still may. Sorry about that, guys. We have another
sweet fire alarm
going off here in the office. Hopefully that'll stop soon. There's been a couple of these recently, and neither of us are dead yet, so...
Yep. So we'll just keep ignoring them. I mean, whatever.
Hey,
Building
that's what I
burns
used
down
to do
around
in
us.
high school. Ignore the fire alarm. It doesn't mean anything. Unless there's actually a fire, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come in, the smoke will start billowing, and they'll tell us to get out. But, Hawk's got to watch out. He's got these Mutas caught, and 2 Mutas go down. A bunch of Lings are now trapped in a pretty bad position. Hopefully he'll be able to swing those out of there. It looks like he will through the southern route. And looks like that fire alarm's just not ending yet. So, again, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, really sorry about that, guys. Just bear with us. It will die off eventually, or we'll probably get out of here.
Bad as us as it is for you. So, anyway, actually worse.
Yeah.
Queen unfortunately goes down, and it looks like the 4th base of Hawk is in danger. But the Zerglings are going to be able to come in and clean those units up. He does maintain that 4th base. Hawk has not transferred over any drones yet. He's a little bit oversaturated on his main and probably his natural as well. Still, it looks like one of the spectators decided to jump in and look at those Banelings. And oh my god, Artist is moving up.
Oh, the scan gets just the edge right there. That would have been a beautiful Baneling bomb. Running into the turrets here, Hawk Don't know where he's going with this counterattack. Is he going for the natural? It looks like, yes, he is going for the natural. He could get in here and do potentially a lot of damage. However, there's a full wall and a bunker here, making it very, very difficult for the Lynx to get around. Beautiful positioning right there out of Artist, and that's just allowing him to get so much out of this defensively.
I cannot believe that he just defended that. That was so few units, and he just drove off a huge pack. He did lose a lot of workers in the process, granted. But maintaining that base, maintaining the structural integrity of his base right there, having no damage done whatsoever to his main mining base now over at his gold.
And meanwhile, his push at the... Meanwhile, elsewhere on planet Metalopolis...
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom...
Artist is pushing straight into the main right now. He's already ferried troops up into the main. He's working on that Baneling Nest, going to get those queens down. Probably going to send some more units up, and his tanks are in range of the ramp, so resupplying units will get shelled away. All that he has left is this giant squad of mutas, but there are Thors and there are a lot of Marines.
Wow.
And both of those units are phenomenal at dealing with mutas. He's coming in with everything here. Tanks shelling away. I think this time Artist has enough.
But the Banelings, they almost got the perfect burst, but then they didn't. Banelings still rolling in. It was so close. Those Marines turned away at the absolute last second, or all of them would have been torched. And looks like Artist has enough left over. He's going to move into the main, and that is devastating for Hawk.
Spawning pool and Baneling Nest will go down. That's going to prevent any more reinforcements, or at least the type that he needs right now. He could continue to make Mutalisks. He did get 44 Zerglings queued up, but they're going to pop out directly in the faces of these Marines that are already firing at the hatcheries that they're coming out of. And more reinforcements streaming in right now for Artist. 120 to 108 is the supply difference. And Hawk cannot make any more units.
Nope, and you were talking about if Artist finds a way to come back, you would be very impressed. Well, it looks like he has found a way to do just that. His control has been great, and this hatchery is about to fall as well, so Hawk is going to be down to, well, it does look like he has 2 mining bases at the moment. He still hasn't reestablished his spawning pool, I don't believe.
Mules on the gold, bro. Pretty good.
Pretty good. I think as his sickness said, jackpot, ching, 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 ching.
I've heard they're pretty good.
Pretty good, Joe.
Wait, when did he say that?
You were playing. It was during the lamb that was here. Yeah. He was like, you were on Zelnaga. You dropped down over at the 3rd, and you just like 6 mules at once, and he's like, jackpot, ching, ching, ching. Anyway, so...
Ryan has some choice quotes, man. Especially when Terran's playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Artist just...